Hey, I'm Oliver Browns and welcome to my YouTube channel. It's a pleasure to have you, and I hope you stick around. It's a little bit cheesy. But on this channel, I'll be making a variety of different types of videos, all pertaining to sharing my thoughts in my own creative style, while also trying to create thought-provoking and entertaining content for all of you wonderful people. If that's something you might be interested in, consider subscribing. Now, let's get into today's video on why we take drugs. Why we take drugs. I've been thinking about this question a lot, mostly due to the fact that anytime I get into a conversation with someone who smokes weed, vapes, or is a borderline alcoholic, there's like a sense of shame that they have when they find out that you don't smoke or drink. Sometimes it's more of a disrespect, and more often it's like an embarrassment. They start telling you that they want to quit, and it's really hard for them to do so. It's a little weird, but I usually ask them if they start doing it, why do you do it? What's the reason behind it? Now, this question isn't coming from a place of disrespect. I'm not trying to put this person down by asking this. I'm legitimately curious. Why would a person continually do something that's harmful to them? Why keep doing it if you don't want to? Now, I'm not talking about chemically addictive drugs like nicotine or methamphetamine, which is a scientific reason as to why the person can't stop. I'm also talking about non-addictive drugs like alcohol and weed. You often hear the phrase, you can't get addicted to it, but yet you'll see people who will spend their entire paycheck on a Friday night for all the alcohol that they could drink. They'll be broke for the next week, and then the cycle repeats. The thing is though, you can get addicted to anything. It isn't particularly the drug itself, it's how it makes you feel. Most stoners tell me it feels good, it calms me down, it's chill bro, it ain't that deep. And I get that. I totally understand that. But think about it like this. Imagine if they came out with a juice that gives you happiness. Every time you drink it, you are happy for a couple of hours. The more you drink, the longer it lasts, all that kind of stuff. Now, when you're on it, you're happy. And when you're not, you're just an average dude, normal dude, whatever. And this juice has little to no side effects. Some here and there. As long as you drink responsibly, you'll be good. See, any person in the right mind would take that drink, would take that juice, because life kind of sucks. And for a lot of people, it's hard to be happy. So it only makes sense for a person to have this juice. Even if it were kind of expensive, what's the point of saving up and suffering for years when I can be happy now? You only live once, and that once is pretty short. So why? So you start taking the juice, maybe like once a week or so, but your body starts getting used to it. So you have to drink more and more of it to be able to get the same effect. And maybe now you're up to like twice a day, once in the morning to get you started, and once in the evening so that you can go to sleep. On your off days, that's all that you do. You just sit down and you drink this happy juice. You start to make friends that like drinking the happy juice and shun people who don't like drinking the happy juice. There's like a culture around drinking the happy juice. Life's pretty good. You're chilling. But what happens when you're not on the juice? Perhaps when you're at work or in between the time that you drank the juice in the morning and drank the juice in the night, you're not on it. You need your hit. Maybe you run out of money that week and you can't get no new juice. What happens is you're unhappy. You're depressed. Because it's not going to make you feel better. It's not going to do it like the juice do. So you don't want to go anywhere unless you can drink that juice. Suddenly, you become completely dependent on the juice to be happy. You need the juice. You're addicted to the juice. Whether you believe it or not, you're completely hooked. You can't be happy without it. And that's the thing. What do you expect a person to do? Stop doing the thing that makes them happy? You want them to stop drinking the juice for what? Money? Healthiness? Who cares about those things if I'm not going to be happy? And even if they did stop in order for them to be able to create their own happiness, would they even be able to do it? Would it even be that good? And that's why it's such a difficult conversation. From this analogy, you can see that it makes logical sense as to why a person would want to take drugs, and why they wouldn't ever want to stop. But you can also see that there can definitely be real harm in regards to the consumption of the juice. This video isn't a PSA on drugs. I'm not here to tell you what to do with your life. I just find this topic extremely fascinating because there isn't enough helpful, educational, productive conversation about one of the biggest aspects of our society. There are usually only two sides. Drugs are bad and drugs are great. In school they had health class talking about drugs. They would show a crackhead butt-ass naked on the street, straight tripping, in order to scare the kids away from drugs. And for many, that was enough. The problem is, it's completely hypocritical because the same teacher talking about don't do drugs was smoking a fat spliffy when he got home. And on top of that, the whole drugs will destroy your life narrative falls apart as soon as a person meets someone who has their life together and is a stoner. As soon as you see your best friend smoking weed and he's still the same Kyle, just more chill, you no longer see drugs as bad. And obviously, if your parents do it, then it's the same. The issue with the all drugs are bad narrative is because a person's not getting the education from a reliable source. So when they go into that world and they start learning about drugs, they're going to be dealing with drug dealers who are looking to get a new client, looking to get them hooked on something like meth. You know you're going to get a reoccurring customer from that. And since the conversation of drugs is never talked about in a productive manner, you ain't got no one to turn to except for your friend Kyle, who also doesn't know what he's doing. You know, it's crazy. All I'm saying is, know what you're doing. Know what you're getting into when you start drinking that happy juice. Have a good night.